ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्म विद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। We need to resume from mantra number 12. Bhaashyam Moolam Chet Jagataha. That's where we have to start. Resume from. Let's read two sentences before that. Yadapi Vishaya Pravilapanena. From there, let's read. Okay. Yada api. Ramaji, got it?
यथा अपि
Vishaya Pravilapanena.
प्रविधापनेन
Pravilapyamana buddhihi.
प्रविधाप्यमाना
Tada api.
तथा अपि
Sa
सा
सत् प्रत्यय गर्भा एव विलीयते
सा गर्भा एव विलीयते
बुद्धिः हि
बुद्धिः
नः नः प्रमाणम्
न प्रमाणम्
सदसतोः
सदसोः
याथात्म्य अवगमे.
याथात्म्य अवगमे.
That was our conclusion in the last class. So what did we do in the last class? Naiva vachana manasa praptum shakyaha na chakshusha. Mantra says. So it's stating what the Shastram says is in many places. And Kathopanishad, every mantra says that. Na chakshur gacchati na vag gacchati. The eyes are of no use to know Atma. The words are of no use. No description of Atma is possible. No description of Atma fits. That is why we say implied meaning of the words. Dakshinamurti Stotram. Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam. How many of you have heard that? Dhyana Shloka of Dakshinamurti Stotram. Yeah, many of you have heard that. If you have not, just look up Dhyana Shloka of Dakshinamurti. Mauna, the first, it starts like this. Shankaracharya starts like this. Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam. The way they translate this is, Dakshinamurti is sitting, Shiva is sitting, and then there are four rishis, old, senior citizens are sitting in front of this Shiva. And so he is saying Mauna Vyakhya. And Mauna means silence, and Vyakhya, teaching through silence. So many people translate it as Dakshinamurti taught disciples through silence. Just no words are spoken, and the rishis understood. Okay. That is not correct. That's not correct translation. Mauna Vyakya is this. Naiva Vachana Manasa Praptum Shakyaha. No words can explain this Atma. That is the meaning of Mauna Vyakya. Not silent. Already with a lot of words we are not able to follow. How are we going to follow with Maunam? This is all bunkam. We can't get carried away by all the esoteric things. Mauna Vyakya. Dakshinamurti, many Hindus, they take pride in this. Shiva taught through silence, No, our Atma is like that. Can only be taught through silence. Tapchiprena. So it's not correct. This is the mantra. Eva Vacha. Whatever you say is inadequate. That is the meaning. Shankaracharya beautifully says. Mauna Vyakya. Anyway, those things are the subtle aspects of our Shastram. And so we saw, here Shankaracharya explaining, he's explaining what? This pravilapanam he's doing. He's taking any object and then he's resolving it. If you resolve the object, any object, yada api vishaya pravilapanena, what we read just now, pravilapyamana buddhihi tada api. Not only the object resolves, if the pot is, every pot is accompanied by a pot thought, pot with vritti, ghata vritti. And so when the ghata is broken, no longer ghata form is there, then ghata vritti also will be gone. Will be gone. Both the ghata and ghata vritti will be gone. So he's saying this is the way to resolve. That's what resolution is. Object is gone. And when the object is gone, what happens is pot does not exist, but then pot pieces exist. So the existence is also transferred from the pot to the pot pieces, and then further from the pot pieces to some other powder. Clay powder exists, and clay powder exists to clay exists. Like that, resolution happens. And likewise, in the buddhi also, pot exists. I see a pot. I see. That means the vritti also exists. Pot vritti exists. Now pot vritti does not exist. What exists? Pot pieces vritti exists. And then there is pot powder vritti, etc. So existence, there also existence remains. One vritti's existence is transferred to another vritti's existence. Therefore, what do we learn from this? Existence always is there. Nobody can remove existence. Not possible. That is what he's saying here. Pravilapyamana buddhihi tada api. Even though vrittis are constantly changing, even the objects are constantly changing, the whole world is, we think it is permanent, but everything is changing. You get up in the morning, the plant doesn't look the same. It has more flowers or it has fewer flowers. Constantly changing. Some things do not appear to change like mountains, but they are also changing. All our people, geologists have told, they will tell you the age of all these things. There was a time when there was a big earthquake and this and that, and the plates moved, and then it crashed against each other, and there came the mountain. So this is how it is. And so, sta, after the resolution, what happens to the buddhi? Sa sat pratyaya garbha eva viliyate. Whatever it results into is the essence of that, the garbha of that is sapratyaya. This is existence. Existence continues to remain. How much ever I resolve, existence continues to remain. And so, then he says, buddhihi hi naha pramanu sadasatoho yathatmya avagame. In this discussion, sadasatoho yathatmya avagame. Yathatmya means what? The reality of. In understanding the reality of Sat and Asat, this existence, non-existence, partially existent, apparently existent, all these ideas are all there. If you want to know the truth of that, Yathatmya Avagame, Buddhihi hi naf pramanam. He says, use your buddhi. Don't give it up. Our pramanam is buddhi. Buddhi is what is going to save us. That's why Gayatri Mantra. Dhiyaha yaha naha prachodaya. There naha he uses. Dhiyo yo naf prachodaya. Naha dhiyaha. May you keep our intellects properly. May you give me the strength. Body, let things happen. I'll take care of the body. But buddhi, nobody can do anything to the buddhi. I don't want. Make sure you strengthen my buddhi. That's the Gayatri Mantra. And not even my buddhi. That also is a wrong statement. Naha diyaha. Our intellects. All our intellects. Because if people surrounding us are not intelligent, then our life is not going to be that fulfilling. We need to have people who know what is what. Then only life becomes worth living. So, buddhihi naha pramanam sadasatoho yathatmya avagame. Resolving from karyam to karyam. He did that. Now he's going to turn the whole thing around. From karanam, he's going to go to karyam. Let's read that, okay? Moolam chet
मूलं चेत्
jagataha
जगतः
na syat
न स्यात्
asad anvitam eva.
आसद् अन्वितम् एव
Pay attention to that sandhi there. Idam karyam
इदं कार्यम्
asad iti evam
आसद् इति एवं
grihyeta.
गृह्येत
Yeah. So now, chet. The key word there is chet. Chet means what? Yeah, Maheshi, what's up?
There is two asat, is it?
Oh,
The
two
PDF.
assets are there. Okay, karyam, asad, karyam.
Karyam asat, asat iti eva.
Okay, correct. I also, in my notes, I have asad, asad. And there is also evam in Gita Press. It says, eva, idam. No, eva is correct. Yeah, it's okay. Asad, asad. That's fine. Both are okay. So, chet. Chet means if. 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 Okay, now Shankaracharya is saying, Purva Pakshi has said, Brahma Nasti. Brahma Nasti. All this, Brahma Asti and all, you don't bring up that idea. I don't see Brahma at all. And so you say, okay, Moolam, Jagataha Moolam. If the essence of this universe, which the scientists are trying to find out, the essence of the universe, Moolam, Nasyat, Nasyat, if it were not there, means non-existence. Non-existent. If the essence of the universe is non-existent, Tunyam, okay, Asad, he's using the word Asad, not yet, okay. Nasyat means Asad. Then what happens? Then what will happen? uh, idam karyam, idam karyam means this effect, this product, whatever be that product, can be a small pot. As an example, you can take, or any other object, or the entire universe, doesn't matter. Start with a small pot object that we can appreciate. Okay, idam karyam asad anvitam eva syat. Asad anvitam eva syat. A, if the cause is non-existent, then what will happen to the effect? What will happen to the effect is the question. Because cause is not exist. See, our whole life we lead. Suppose you taste your sambar or curry, and then you say it's oh, I forgot to add salt. Okay, then what will happen? You add salt into it. Then what will happen? Non-existent salt you're adding, right? And so therefore, outcome also there is nothing. You don't see anything. Yeah, if salt were non-existent, then the outcome you it doesn't matter how much ever salt you add, nothing will happen to your sambar. That's not the way it is. You calibrate it. You know exactly how much to put also. Because you know Whatever you put, its effect will be felt. Will be felt. And little bit more means then you have to decide. It's a different problem. You have to dilute it, etc. And so, therefore, that existence is always there. Existent cause is always there. And so, the existent cause will manifest as the effect. And if the cause were not there, then he is saying asad anvitam, asad asat. Okay, here is this where you have asat asat? Syat, asad anvitam. Okay. So asat asat means what? Everything will be does not exist. You will say pot does not exist, sambar does not exist, my son does not exist, my daughter does not exist, father does not exist, mother does not exist. Nothing exists. Why? Because the non-existence is the cause of the universe. Whatever is the cause of the universe, its attributes will manifest in the effect also. Just like the effect of the salt has manifested in your final dish, whatever is the cause, karana gunaha karye anuvartante. Karana gunaha, the attributes of the cause, karye, in the product, it must show up. It must make itself felt. And therefore, if Karanam is non-existent, then Karyam also should be non-existent. There can't be any attributes. I would say Asad, 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 Idam Asad, Tvam Asad, Aham Asad. Like that we would have said. Fortunately, we don't say that. I exist and food also exists. Therefore, I can enjoy food. So everything is existing. And so he's saying Asad, Asad iti eva grihyeta. Grihyeta. That is how we would comprehend. Grihyeta means our comprehension would be what? Asad, Asad iti eva. If we go by your argument, that Brahma does not exist. Jagat Karanam Brahma does not exist. We go by that argument. This is how it will be. Our conclusion will be like this. Asat, Asat. Everything is Asat. Idam Jagat Asat iti eva grihyeta. Let's read the next one. Very simple argument. Let's read the next. Natu etad asti.
न तु एतत् अस्ति
Full stop. Sad asad iti eva. Sorry. Sad sad iti eva tu grihyate.
सत् सत् इति एव तु गृह्यते
Yatha
यथा
mridadi karyam ghatadi.
मृदादिकार्यं घटादि
Mridadi anvitam.
मृदादि अन्वितं
Yeah. So he's saying, Natu etad asti. Natu etad. This is not so. This is not so means what is not so? What is not so? Etad asti na. Etad nasti.
Non-existence is not the reason.
Correct. That is not our experience. What did he say earlier? Asat, 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 iti eva grihyate. No, that is not our experience. Sad, sad eva grihyate. Asmabhihi. Therefore, natu eva, natu etad asti. No, this is not our experience. This is not the way things are. This is not the way things are. Then what is the way things are? Sat, sat, iti eva tu grihyate. Sat is sat. Everything exists. That's why you can invite friends over and have a party. My non-existent friends have come. We had a non-existent party, and I used non-existent money to buy all these things. This kind of argument, this kind of discussion has never happened so far. And so, sat sat iti eva tu grihyate. Yatha. Example is given. Yatha mridadi karyam ghatadi mridadi anvitam. You can understand. So yatha ghatadi. Look at the word noun ghatadi. Ghata means pot, etc. Objects like pot. That is the meaning of ghatadi. See, ghatadi. See, our in Sanskrit, it's very concise. This Objects like pot, etc. is what we will say in English. But in Sanskrit, ghatadi, oh, ghataha, adihi, yasyasaha. A group of things where the first word is gata. First, bahuvrihi samas. First object is gata. That is ghatadi. So objects like pot. Objects like pot. Okay, what is, can you tell me a little more about this pot? Yes, mridadi karyam. Ghatadi is what? It is a karya. These are all products. These are all products, no doubt. Mridadi karya. Products made of mridadi. Mridadehe karyam, mridadi karyam. So, Shashti, Tatpurusha. So, mridadi karya. There are products made of something like mridadi, like clay, etc. These objects, ghatadi, which are products of clay, etc. Mridadi anvitam grihyeta. You will ask me, is this a plastic pot or what? You will ask me. And I will say, oh, it's clay pot. It's clay pot. So that clayness, you can see. Mridadi anvitam. That product is pervaded by its causes. So that's why you go to the jewelry store, you see, it's all gold out there. Different ornaments, all right, but it's all gold. Gold is just perceptible. And therefore, mridadi karanena, we can add, understand, karanena anvitam. By the causes, respective causes, anvitam. It is pervaded by, okay, by its cause. Every effect is pervaded by its cause. Okay, let's read the next one. Tasmat
Venkatramanji.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tasmat
Tasmat
Jagataha Moolam
Jagataha Moolam
Atma
Atma
Asti iti eva
Asti iti eva
Upalabdhavyaha
Ubalavdavyaha
Tasmat
Kasmat
Asti iti Bruvataha
Asti iti Brubataha
Astitvavadinaha
Astityava Vadinaha
Agamartha Anusarinaha
Agamartha Anusarinaha
Raddadhanat
Shraddadhanat
Anyatra
Anyatra
Nastikavadini
Nastikavadini
Na asti
Na asti
Jagataha Moolam
Jagataha Moolam
Atma.
Atma.
Yeah, we'll pause there. It's a long sentence. So Tasmat. Tasmat means the Nigamana, conclusion. He is concluding that line of argument. And he's saying, therefore, based on this discussion and using the example of Ghatadi and all that, and because our experience is not the way we would get if you were true, if your argument was true, hey Purva Pakshi, your argument that Brahma does not exist, if that were true, it is contrary. It will lead to contrary conclusions, contrary to our experience. And therefore, Jagataha Moolam Atma Asti Iti Eva Upalabdhavyaha. Therefore, the essence of the universe, Jagataha Moolam, the root, that the cause, because of this universe, Asti Iti Eva exists. There is an existent cause of the universe. It has to exist. It can't be non-existent. Okay. Iti eva upalabdhavyaha. Upalabdhavyaha means jnatavyaha, jnaniyaha. must be understood as existent. The root cause of the universe must be understood as existent. All right. So now the second half of the mantra is being talked about, obviously, where Shankara is asking, Kasmat. Okay, I understand the logic. And if I don't agree with you, what is the consequence of that? Logic is understandable, but if I insist on Shunyatvam being the cause of this universe, what is the loss? Is there a consequence of that? Yeah, that is the consequence he's going to talk about now. And the consequence is what? If Brahma Nasti, Brahma Asti is not going to give me moksha. Brahma Asti, let Brahma Asti be there. Brahma Nasti, let Brahma Nasti. So what? That is Brahma's problem. If at all there is problem, it's Brahma's problem. My problem is very different. I have a very different set of problems. Okay. My grandchildren don't visit me at all. Like this, I have a big list of problems. Okay. And so you're talking about Brahma Asti and all, it's irrelevant. No, don't say that. Don't say that, because Brahma Asti is the starting point. Afterwards, I have to come to what is called Brahma Asmi. From Asti, I have to come to Brahma Asmi. That Moola Karanam Jagat, simply Asti. We are not analyzing the universe. We are not cosmologists. Simply for the sake of analyzing the universe, no, we are not doing it. We have to come back to myself. This analysis has to lead to me. Where am I in the scheme of things? How does that knowledge make a difference to me? That Brahma Asti should be converted to Brahma Asmi. That cause of the universe is me. Atma. Brahma is Atma. I have to come to that point. Okay. Why I should come to that point? Because if I don't come to the point, Udaramantaram Purute Atatasya Bhayam Bhavati, Taittiriya Upanishad. If I make even a slight antaram, slight gap, if I even create some gap, if I perceive even a little bit of gap, udaram antaram kurute, atha tasya bhayam bhavati. That's it. I will have fear. Fear will be there. Because Dvaita, as long as my vision is Dvaita, I cannot be away from fear. That's what Shastram says. Nobody wants fear. Therefore, that antaram, that gap has to go to zero. Otherwise, this study is meaningless. Otherwise, all this analysis about Brahma is meaningless. Therefore, Brahma Asti should become Brahma Asmi. I am that Brahma. That Jagataha Moolam I am. It has to come to that. That is when Shastram says moksha. That is what moksha is. Therefore, another beautiful mantra is there. You can make a note. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 1.4.10. Okay. Atha yo anyam devatam upaste anyosau, you don't write this down. Anyosau anyoham asmi iti nasaveda pashurevam sa devana. Beautiful. Atha ya anyam devatam upasate. Suppose somebody is worshipping a devata. Anyam devatam upasate. Anyaha asau. Devata is different. Anyaha aham asmi. I am different. Devata is different. Like that, if a person worships a devata, Nasa Veda, that person does not understand. Upanishad is saying, Nasa Veda, Pashurevam sa devana. Hey, then this person is no different. Just like people use animals for their benefit, dogs are used as pets, and horses are used to carry people, horse carriages are there, cows and bullocks are used by people. They become useful for people. Like that, these men become useful for Devanam Pashu. Human beings are like the animals for the Devatas. Like that, Upanishads. What a statement it is. Therefore, Kshetrajnanchapi mam viddi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Kshetrajnam. That Kshetrajna is me. Mam viddi. Krishna is saying, hey, that you are me. Jivaha is equal to Ishvaraha. Like that in the Bhagavad Gita, he had said in the 13th chapter. So, so that's the journey here that he's talking about. And therefore, Kasmat, why do you insist that I must say Brahma Asti? If I don't say Brahma Asti, what will happen? Asti iti bruvataha astitvavadinaha agamartha anusarinaha shraddha danat. Is giving a big list. Okay. Asti iti bruvataha anyatra. That anyatra means what? If asti iti bruvata, a person is saying asti. Anyatra, if for people who, or for a person who does not say, anyatra means who says something other than Brahma Asti. There's a meaning of Asti iti bruvataha anyatra. For a person, bruvataha is what? Bruvataha is what? Shatru pratyaya. Shatru pratyaya. So, brudat, Shatru means speaking, saying. That is the meaning of bruvan, what? Then bruvataha, Panchami. So, compared to a person who says asti, anyatra, other than a person who says Brahma asti, for that person, what happens to that person? And that person means who he is saying. Shankaracharya is explaining. Who is that person who does not say Brahma asti? He says, okay, asti iti bravataha. Who is that asti? He is saying astitvavadinaha. Means people who say asti. Yes, Ishvaraha asti, Brahma asti, Devataha santi, Jagat asti. Like that, astitvavadinaha. There are people who believe that
Guruji, that's
there
why
is a.
it's called Astika comes in. Astika means somebody who believes.
So, no, so two things are there here. So, asti, here just existence, asti. But astika does not mean belief in existence. Astika means belief that Veda is a pramanam for this astikya buddhi, for this buddhi. Veda is a pramanam. Veda says so, and I have shraddha in the Veda, and that person is an astika. That is why you can have astikas. There are astikas who don't believe in Ishvara also. But they believe Veda is a pramanam. Veda doesn't talk about Ishvara. Like that, some people say. Purva Mimamsa says that. Mimamsakas. They don't exist, but such people are there, according to our Shastra. So therefore, they are astikas. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right. Astitvavadinaha. There are astitvavadis. They talk about Brahma asti, Ishvara asti, etc. Agamartha anusarinaha. Anusarinaha. They follow. They follow the Agama, the Veda. Whatever the Veda says, they at least believe in it. And then they come to know it later. But they believe whatever words are uttered by the Veda is true. Agamartha anusarinaha. So they're all Vaidikaha in the Ityarthaha. Of course, this is all singular, okay? Singular, Vaidikaha. Then Shraddha Danat. Yeah, of course they have Shraddha. Shraddha Danaha means one who has Shraddha in something. And here, Shraddha. They have Shraddha in the Veda. Shraddha in the Veda is there. So they are all Shraddhalu. Shraddhalu, Hindi mein Shraddhalu bolte hai na. So there are Shraddhalus when it comes to the Veda. Okay. And so, Shraddha if you say, you have to go back to the shloka number 4.40. Bhagavad Gita. Agnyascha Shraddhadanascha. Okay. Samshayatma vinashyati. Krishna said that there. Agnyascha Shraddhadanascha. Ashraddhadana. Agnya, this ignorant guy who has no Shraddha at all. In whatever elders are saying, acharyas are saying, gurus are saying, Veda is saying. And what happens to that fellow? This doubting Thomas, they say, Samshayatma. Samshayatma, 440. Vinashyati. Krishna says, Vinashyati. This fellow is going to go nowhere. He's going to go nowhere because of that. That attitude will not take him anywhere. So he says, Nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham shamshayatmanaha. Nayam lokaha asti. Na paraha. This loka, this world doesn't exist for him. Because what is the use? He's not going to benefit from this world. So it's as good as this world does not exist for him. Na paraha. Paralokaha api nasti. Nothing is there for this person. Like that Krishna had said, na sukham, etc. He said. There is no joy, no happiness, nothing. All right. And there is also shloka in this one, 9.3 also you can note. 9.3, 9th chapter. Okay. Ashraddhadana purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Again, similar idea. Ashraddhadana purushaha. People who don't have any shraddha in this dharmasya, in this agama, in this Veda, hey Parantapa, Mam Aprapya, they don't gain me. And Mrityu Samsara Vartmani Nivar. They come, they Punarapi Janana, Punarapi Mana. This transmigration is going to be continuous. Like that he had mentioned there also. The references to this Ashraddhadana. Shraddhadana, because Bruvataha Anyatra. Krishna is explaining what this Astiti Bruvata, that Vaidika is explaining. But next word is Anyatra. Anyatra. Other than such people, so Shankara says, Nastikavadini. Nastikavadini. In a person, that in the Saptami Vibhuti, in a person who is a Nastikavadi, okay? And which means the person who doesn't have any Shraddha, etc. Ashraddhavati Purushe. Jagataha Moolam Atma. Jagataha Moolam is Atma. We have to read this. Let's read this sentence. From Anyatra onwards, we'll read it. We haven't completed that. Anyat Shraddhadanat
श्रद्धदानात्
Anyatra
अन्यत्र
Nastikavadini
नास्तिकवादिनी
Na asti jagataha moolam atma.
न अस्ति जगतः मूलम् आत्मा
Niranvayam eva idam karyam.
निरन्वयम् एवम् इदं कार्यम्
Yeah, it is eva. Niranvayam eva
निरन्वयम् एव
idam karyam.
इदं कार्यम्
Abhavantam praviliyate.
अभावान्तं प्रविलीयते.
Yeah, so let's start with that. So that Nastikavadini, in that person who says what? Jagataha moolam atma na asti. Na asti. The cause of the world is non-existent. Okay, that is na asti. And idam karyam. Idam karyam. This and niranvayam eva idam karyam. Idam karyam niranvayam eva. Idam karyam. This universe, this world is niranvayam. Anvayam means what? Some continuity must be there. Some continuity means what? Continuity from the cause to the effect. From the clay to pot, pot is pervaded by clay. Anvayam really means pervasion. Pervasion must be there. So niranvayam means what? The essence of the universe is essenceless. Niranvayam, essenceless. There's no pith. You know, they say pith, P-I-T-H sometimes. We use the word for essence. So this word is without substance, without any pith, without any essence, without any reality, fundamental reality. That is the meaning of Niranvayam. Idam karyam Niranvayam. It doesn't have any inherent reality at all. Everything you see is Maya. They now introduce Maya also. Maya, it's all delusion. It's all delusion, Maya. And then they will say, Rama and Sita knew what was happening. And so Rama, so Sita also knew what was happening, so they were just playing a game like that. They say. Valmiki doesn't say all this Maya business. He's presenting Sri Rama as an individual who was a son of Dasharatha, etc. Really happened. Sri Rama lived, existed. And so he never mentions that Rama and Sita knew what was happening and we have to play this role. Like that, nowhere he says. And so, yeah, Atmanam yeah, Manusham Mani. Correct. So but this Maya business, he comes there. But here, look at this. Niranvayam eva idam. This world would be very different from the way we experience it. There is no substance. Idam karyam would be substanceless, essenceless. Okay. Abhavantam praviliyate. Praviliyate. Resolves. This world will resolve into non-existence. Even scientists won't agree to this. The reason science is progressing is because the more you analyze, you find something. The truth behind it is found. They can analyze the biology of the body and they can find some truths. That's why you can have this invention where you take a strip, make a hole in the finger, and then you put the strip on the blood, immediately it tells you what the blood sugar is. It is all because things exist. The blood is analyzed to see how does sugar impact the blood, and that there is something, how does sugar, the starch I consume, how it transforms itself in the body. They are able to study. That is what science is. Otherwise, there would be no science. How many sciences are there? Neurology, neuroscience, they say. My God, neuroscience is what? Neuron. There is one neuron out there in the brain. The cells are called neurons. It has a star-shaped structure and then it has a little tail. That's neuron. With that cell, they're able to do so much research. They're still studying. It has just started actually just in the last 10 years, 15 years. New area. Neurons have been there for age old, but now only it is being studied. So how can you study if neuron is non-existent? Possible. So abhavantam praviliyate. For those people, for those nastikavadis, the whole world, they say, is going to dissolve into non-existence. Okay, that is their idea, obviously. Iti manyamane viparita darshini. Iti. Okay, now we have to read the text. Let's read that. For such people, iti manyamane.
इति मन्यमाने
Viparita darshini.
विपरीत दर्शनी
Katham.
कथम
Tat brahma.
तद ब्रह्म
Tattvataha.
तत्वतः
Upalabhyate.
उपलभ्यते
Na kathanchana.
न कथंचन
Upalabhyate ityarthaha.
उपलभ्यते इत्यर्थः.
He's concluding that discussion. So, for such people, asti iti bruvataha anyatra. Let's not lose track. Asti iti bruvataha anyatra. Asti iti bruvataha. For a person who says Brahma asti. Anyatra. For people who do not say Brahma asti iti, which means Brahma nasti iti bruvataha. For such people who are this nastikavadi, etc. Okay. For such people who say abhavantam praliyate, who say the world will resolve into nothingness. Okay. Iti manyamane. Iti, people who think in this manner, or better, for a person who thinks in this manner, singular. Manyamane is singular. And who is a viparita darshin, viparita darshini. He has a vision. That's his idea. That's his vision of the universe. and of the self also. So, and what kind of vision? Shankara is saying it is a viparita darshi. This guy is a viparita darshi. Viparita means opposite, contrary, crooked. This crooked vision, this crackpot vision.
Sanchayatma. Sanchayatma.
Okay, beyond the Samshayatma, he made a conclusion also now, and perverted vision for that kind of a person. Why is it perverted? Because even to say that I don't exist, I must exist. Existence must be given. I'm taking existence for granted. And then I say I don't exist. The world doesn't exist. How can you say that? Right there's a problem. Right there, it's a problem. And so that's why it's a perverted vision. It contradicts all our experience. And so it's an obvious contradiction. An obvious contradiction. Shankaracharya gives in his Bhaashyam of Taittiriya Upanishad, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. He says, look at this guy. Look. The son of a lady who can never give birth to a child. He's the son of that lady, Vandhya. There is a word in Sanskrit called Vandhya for her. Look at the guy going, Vandhya Putraha. And then he just took bath in mirage water. And then he's wearing a crown. He's wearing a crown made of space. Okay, with a lot of flowers made of space. And then look at the bow he's holding. A bow made of the horns of a rabbit. Okay, and that is how he describes. He says, what is it? Mriga Trishnambhasi. Snataha. One who has taken bath in this Mriga Trishna Amba. Ambas, in the water of mirage water. He took bath in that. Then Then this one. Kapushpa Shekaraha. Kapushpa. Ka is Akasha, So flowers made of Akasha. He has his crown, Shekaraha. Kapushpa Akashaha. Shekaraha. Then what? Then Yeshaha. Yeshaha Yati. Vandhyaputraha Yati. This Vandhyaputraha is going and he is also holding a bow. Shashashringa Dhanurdharaha. Shashashringa Dhanurdharaha. He has a bow made of the horns of a rabbit. So this is exactly like that. What is exactly like that? This Nastikavadi who says Jag Brahma Nasti and Shunye Praviliyate, this guy is like this. That's the type of contradiction that we see here. Then, last quarter of the mantra, Shankara is explaining. Katham tad upalabhyate. That's what he's explaining. Katham tad Brahma tattvataha upalabhyate. For this guy who says Brahma Nasti, how is he going to come to the next part of the journey, which is going to be Brahma Asmi? Katham tad Brahma upalabhyate. How is he going to get Brahma? Get Brahma means what? How is he going to reach Brahma? Reach means what? Gain the knowledge that I am Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi is a Mahavakya. Brahma Asti is not Mahavakya. Aham Brahma Asmi. That is the final statement that gives me that liberates the person. Okay. So Katham tad Brahma upalabhyate. How can that Brahma be known within brackets as oneself? Okay. Katham means how? How means is not a question. It is not a prashnarthe. Prashna. See, suppose somebody says, if you come by walk, how can you reach the other place? Means what? Means you can't reach the other place like this. You can't walk and all that. I know you're a this one physical fitness freak, but you should come by car or hire an auto or do something. Otherwise it will be 2 days before you come. That is the meaning of this here also. Katham tad upalabhyate. And Shankara is giving the meaning. It's not prashnarthe, it is akshepar. It's saying, it's removing that possibility. Na kathanchana upalabhyate iti arthaha. Means the meaning of that last quarter of the mantra is what? Na kathanchana. It is impossible. It is impossible. So Brahma Upalabhanam is impossible. Knowing Brahma as Aham Brahmasmi is impossible. Ityarthaha. That's the implication of this last quarter. That's what Shankara is saying. So what did we learn from this, this mantra? So this one and the next are quite profound because of that reason. So first, Naiva Vacha na Manasa, we know. Hey, Brahma is not accessible to any of the pramanams that human beings use on a day-to-day basis. And therefore, one has to rely on the Veda Pramanam, Shabda Pramanam, okay, to understand Brahma Asti. Cause of the world exists. In fact, you know what? You can't even prove just by basic reasoning. You see, in order to find the cause of the world, you have to first accept that the world is a product. See, suppose you say, oh, this is so nice. Oh, this is so nice. It helps me keep that particular, this tab on, tab. So it's nice. Okay, where can I buy it? Can I buy it means what? This is a product that is made. That is why you're asking the question, where can I buy it? Question Shastram is asking, how do you know world is a product? All these books and tables and this and that is a product, all right. And you're asking who makes it. Somebody must have made it. I'll show you a tree. You can't even see the creator of the tree. Tree I'm talking. Forget the world and all. Tree itself, you can't find out who is the cause of this tree. You can't find out. Nimitta Karanam Kim, who is the cause of the tree? That itself you can't say. And you are saying you're going to find the cause of this universe? You have to first prove to me that the universe is a karyam. That itself is going to be a tough job. Okay, let's say you prove that world is a karyam. Universe is an effect, it's a product, and it has to have a cause. Suppose, let's accept that. All right. Then what? Then you are saying Eka Karanam? Ishvaraha Karta ast, Brahma Jagat Karan. How do you know? This house did you construct this house? Yes. How many people were involved in making this house? Prasada, this is called Prasada, this big palace that you're living in. So many people are involved. Masonry is involved, electrician is involved, plumber is involved. Plumber doesn't touch electronics. Electrical guy doesn't touch, the other work, plumbing. And then plastering is there, this and that. So many different types of people are involved. So, Aneka Kartrikam I can accept. Jagat Aneka Kartrikam means what? This world is made by many causes, many people. That at least I can accept. But you are saying Eka Kartrikam. Brahma Jagat Karana. Not acceptable. It could be many also. How do you know? So there is really no way. You have to rely on the Shastram. Shastram says Tasmad va e Tasmad Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha. So beautiful analysis. So that is why. So this statements like this mantras are useful. Asti iti bruvataha anyatra katham tad upalabhyate. So Brahma Asti is critical to say. And so, yeah, there's another point I wanted to make. I'll make it in the next mantra. So that's the essence. That Brahma Astitvam is so important. Yesterday in the Gita class, we had this question about the Shunyavadi and all. Okay, we'll come to that. We were talking in the context of what? In the context of three types of jnanam: Sattvika jnanam, Rajasika jnanam, and Tamasika jnanam. In satsang, there was a question about this Shunyavadi. Which category he comes under. So we will see the answer to that shortly. All right. So let's look at the Anvaya of this mantra, right? Okay. Atma vacha praptum na eva shakyaha. Atma within brackets, supplied. And Shankara uses the word Brahma also, and he uses the word Atma also in this Bhaashyam. So we can put any of these words. Atma vacha praptum na eva shakyaha. Semicolon. Atma manasa praptum na shakyaha. Full stop. Praptum and shakyaha supplied. Because we already used it in the first sentence. Very simple. Next one. Atma chakshusha. Atma chakshusha. And Shankara provides the words Anyaihi api indriyaihi. By the word I, you have to bring in all the other sense organs. So chakshusha na anyaihi api indriyaihi. Or you can say chakshusha anyaihi api indriyaihi praptum na shakyaha. Or you can add the word cha also in between. Chakshusha anyaihi api indriyaihi cha praptum na shakyaha. Full stop. Asti iti bruvataha anyatra. Asti must be in quotation marks. Asti iti bruvataha anyatra. Within brackets, nastikavadini. Okay. Nastikavadini in brackets. Tat Brahma. Tat Brahma. Tatvataha katham upalabhyate. Tad Brahma tatvataha katham upalabhyate. Brahma and tatvataha supplied. Shankara's words. Look at the last sentence. How is one to understand Brahma in reality as myself? So, asti iti bruvataha anyatra nastikavadini tat Brahma tatvataha katham upalabhyate? Question mark. So let me read this. Atma vacha praptum na eva shakyaha. Semicolon. Atma manasa praptum na shakyaha. Full stop. Atma chakshusha in anyaihi api indriyaihi praptum na shakyaha. Asti iti bruvataha anyatra, namely nastikavadini tad brahma tatvataha katham upalabhyate. Got it? All right. Let's read the next Sambandha Bhaashyam. We have a few minutes left. Tasmat
तस्मात्
apohya
अपोक्य
asatvadi paksham
असत्वात् पक्षम्
asuram.
आसुरम्.
Yeah, that sentence in your notebook, I think it appears after the mantra, right?
Yeah,
So this,
PDF in the first, before the mantra, it is not there. I was just looking where it is.
so just make a mark and put it before the mantra. Okay, Sambandha Bhaashyam it is.
Okay.
Tasmat, therefore, having discussed this whole thing in the previous mantra, that asti, Brahma asti, you have to start. That is the starting point of the Shastra. If you say nasti, then you're going to go nowhere. Therefore, tasmat, apohya, asadvadi paksham apohya. Apohya is a past tense. Having given up this idea, all these ideas, funny ideas that people have, that I don't exist, world doesn't exist, all these things. Just give up all the, reject those ideas. Apohya, having rejected, thrown away, all this idea. What kind of idea? Asadvadi paksham, that view, that particular school, paksha, that particular point of view. What kind of point of view? Asatvadi paksham. The guy who is talking about asat as the truth of the universe. Asatvadi paksham. Okay. And further, Shankara is using a very important word here. Asuram. Asuram. That paksham is asuram. Asuram means it's a dangerous view. A dangerous view. Okay. And asuram means where should the mind go?
Devasura.
Devasura sampatti. Yes, recently we covered it. Only just recently in the last 1 year we covered. So we can remember that. Devasura sampatti. So
16:8.
there, there
16:8.
in the 16th chapter, look at 7th shloka, 16:7. Okay. Pravrittincha nivrittincha janaha na viduhu asuraha. He says, Krishna says, these asuras, these people, first of all, don't know what is right, what is wrong, what to do, what not to do, they don't know. Na shaucham napi chacharaha na satyam teshu vidyate. Okay. Next, 16:8. Okay. Jagat ahuhu anishwaram. They say, they bring in this Ishvara, they take Ishvara out of the whole thing. Ishvara is gone, means Atma is gone. And Brahma is gone, everything is gone. And so, asatyam apratishtam te asatyam. It is contrary to what the Vedas talks about. Therefore, asatyam. And then te jagat ahuhu anishwaram. They say this world is anishvara jagat. World is there for you to consume. These are all these consumption people. It is there for you to consume. Why are you bringing Ishvara and bringing Dharma and bringing Panchamaha Yajna? All these things they are bringing. You don't need to do all that. Okay. And so this fellow, okay. Then look at the next shloka, number 16:9. Ninth shloka. And etam drishtim avashtabhya, holding on to a view of the world like this, asatyam, apratishtam, etc., anishwaram, etc., holding on to that view, look at that. Nashtatmanaha alpabuddhayaha. Alpabuddhayaha. These people are not using the mind for what it is supposed to be used for. Therefore, they are alpabuddhis. And nashtatmanaha. They're going to bring destruction. They are already lost. They're already gone. There's no redemption for these people. And prabhavanti ugra karmanaha kshayaya jagato hitaha. They are ahita. They bring no value to this universe. In fact, jagataha kshayaya prabhavanti. They engage in actions which bring destruction to the universe. Ugra karmana, by doing all kinds of gory acts. That is what he is saying. Krishna is saying about this Nastikavadis and all. And so, Paramarthandaji says, who is a better person? You've got Vedanti is there, then Purva Mimamsa is there, then this yoga people are there, and then Sankhya, Dayyayika, Vaisheshika. These are the main darshanas. Who are there? Bauddha, if you want to compare this Nastikavadi with all the other people, who is more dangerous? Swamiji is asking the question. And he's saying, the other people, the yoga people and all who have different ideas, they also consider the world to be real, satyam. This guy says world is non-existent, the Nastikavadi. But the other people say world does exist, but it's all satyam. There's no we don't agree with your mithya satyam idea. Okay. Those people who say at least the world exists, and they may say world is Satyam, all right. But eventually, sooner or later, they will have to come to Jagat Mithya, Brahma Satyam. They will come to it. Because after a long time, we have to come to this. We have to, truth. Truth alone triumphs, they say. Satyameva Jayate. So finally, Satyameva Jayate. So we don't have a problem. But this guy who says Satyam itself doesn't exist, non-existence is the truth, if he says, okay, and that guy is going to bring destruction. Okay, so he says there is a shloka here. Swamiji quotes a shloka from Manusmriti. Okay, ya veda bhashyaha smritayaha yascha kascha kudrishtayaha sarvaha ta nishpalaha nyeyaha tamamulaha hitaha smritaha. There is a shloka. Manusmriti is saying that veda bhashyaha. It's talking about people who are outside the realm of the Veda, means who do not accept the Veda at all. Such people. Because the Veda is what? Matru, Pitru, Sahasra, Hitaishini. Veda is going to bring benefit to us. It can never harm us. And so, Veda Bhashyaha, Tamo Mulaha, all it says. They are rooted in ignorance. They are wallowing in ignorance, and it can only bring harm to them and the other people involved with. Like that, he says there in that Manusmriti. Therefore, that is why, I think when I read all this, I was thinking to myself, Vivekananda is known to have said, in a ship where he was traveling, and there was a Nastikavadi, there was some guy tried to convert him. And you know what he said? He said, I will have you thrown off the ship. Vivekananda, you go read his books, I will have you thrown off the ship, out of the ship, if you come anywhere near. And later on, he said, a Hindu converted is not just a Hindu lost, but an enemy gained. These are all prophetic statements today. The more we are reading it now, it's all happening. Enemy gained. They're not keeping quiet because they're out to convert me. They are trying to finish off me. Therefore, enemy gained, he says. And I think that is why Shankara traveled all over. Digvijaya, he traveled all over. Why should Shankara travel here, there, and all that? From Dwaraka all the way to Gujarat, from Kanyakumari all the way up to Jammu and Kashmir. Why should he go? He argued with people, all this Nastikavad. He argued with Nastikavad. And so it was important. Shankara felt that this is not a good thing. The Vedas will be lost if you allow these Nastikavadis to just get their way. That's what. That's wrong. You have to tell people what is right. That's all it is. And that's what he did. So I think I was thinking about these things. Long ago, a friend of mine had told me some 35 years back. He said one thing. He said, Jay Kumar, when Ashoka converted to Buddhism, that was the downfall of India, he said. That was the downfall of Sanatana Dharma. When a king of the country changes mata, then the whole country will just be rudderless. That's what he said. At that time, I didn't appreciate all these nuances. I did not appreciate. But that comes to my mind. He said that. He was the one who introduced me to Swamiji. So, here, that's what he's saying. Asuram apohya Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is checking with us. Do you remember studying Bhagavad Gita and all? Devasura Sampatti and all? Did you remember? He's saying. So, that Asuram apohya. Therefore, give up these funny ideas. Dangerous, not funny, dangerous ideas. Viparita Darshi. And so, then what? Let's read this one. Next mantra. Yeah, Satish ji. Asti ityevopalabdhavyasya. Sorry. Asti ityevopalabdhavyaha.
Astityo palabdavyah.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister there. Asti iti eva upalabdhavyah.
Asti iti eva upalabdavyah.
Tatvabhavena chobhayoh.
Tatvabhavena chobayoho.
Asti tyevopalabdhasya.
Asti iti eva upalabdasya.
Tatvabhavah prasidati.
Tatvabhavah prasidati.
Yeah, we continue this discussion. So he is concluding the idea that we already mentioned. That is what? First line says, Asti iti bruvataha. That the person has to say Asti. That Astitva Vadi is there. And then Tattva Bhavena cha Ubayo. So Tattva Bhavena. So that Tattva Bhava here means what? Asmitvam, Asmita. From Astita will take the person to Asmita. Tattva Bhavaha means Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi iti. Bhavaha is called Tattva Bhavaha here. And then same thing again repeated here. Asti iti eva upalabdhatyasya. For the person who knows Brahma Asti iti, then for that person, Tattva Bhavaha prasidati. Prasidati. Tattva Bhavaha reveals itself. That truth reveals itself. That truth comes to know, comes to be known. Okay, that's what he's saying here. So from Astitvam, Astitvam is critical to go to Asmitvam. The path to Asmitvam goes through Astitvam, Brahmasti. So that is what is being said here in this mantra, a very important mantra, which has a, Shankara is going to explain quite a bit about that. And we will appreciate all the things we already know will be put in different words. So it will be a good recap for those of us who have studied Bhagavad Gita and who have been studying all along. And it will turn out to be an important mantra. All right. We will pause with that. Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः सज्जनाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ